Hi, beautiful people. Thank you for joining me once again for another dope interview for Reflectionz TV. Today I'm interviewing the wonderful Jennifer Daniels, who is the founder of the Princess Chambers. Stay tuned. You definitely don't want to miss this.
What am I talking about? Everybody know what the song's about. See, they be trying to hide the history, but they know who we are. Do you want to see everybody rise to the next degree? Well, raise your hand high if you agree. Just say.
First, just tell the people about what the Princess Chambers is and what inspired you to create this wonderful foundation.
Princess Chambers Inc. was something I literally thought behind my cubicle wall. I thought about collecting prom dresses for girls in need, especially because it was the financial crisis and just something to help girls so that they can not only attend their prom but also have a magical experience. So back in '09, a long time ago, I collected dresses. It was just me at the time, and I ended up collecting like 250 dresses, put an event together in 2 weeks. But one thing that happened that kind of made me make it a little bit more of something than just giving dresses, a fight broke out. So yeah, so that actually made me realize something in here was happening. So that's why it's more than just giving out a free dress. It's more of giving an experience where girls feel like a princess. They feel beautiful. They feel like they're not only just a girl, but a girl with like goals and vision, and that they can look into the mirror and just know that they're beautiful.
That is amazing. What made you feel, aside from the fight, that there was a void that really needed to be filled in these young girls?
Well, first of all, if you fight over dress, I think that's a red flag. But the other thing is that what I realized is that that was their only way, or the only thing that they were taught how to, like, if they have conflict, that they think that, oh, I have to fight over a dress, or it just seems like there was a deep-rooted issue that, you know, for a girl to fight like dude in the street, that means you don't see yourself as a princess, or you don't see yourself as a lady per se. So it's important for me to tackle on those issues as well.
Nice. And what impact have you seen the Princess Chambers have on girls in the urban community, or just at large when they come to your events?
Well, it's funny because what I've seen is that for some girls, this is the first time they've ever even tried on a dress. Oh, and for some of the girls, it was the first time they've ever been called beautiful. So for me, seeing girls see themselves as something that they never saw themselves, for me, it's pretty powerful. And a lot of times, girls who have gone through the Princess Chambers experience, they have gone to become volunteers. They want to give back their dresses. They were like, it was one of the best experiences they've had. So that makes me feel like, okay, I got to keep doing this.
No, definitely. You're making these girls feel like they are beautiful, that they're more than. And that's something that we really need in our communities, because we see so many negative images. We hear so many negative things about young girls. And to have something like the Princess Chambers, just thank you for that. Now, tell me, who is Jennifer Daniels? Like, who is the woman behind the Princess Chambers?
Whoa. Well, I'm a foodie. I mean, if you follow my Instagram, you know that I love to eat, and I love to travel. But young girls is my passion. So, and I don't have any little sisters, but out of nowhere, I get all these little sisters who have just become just pretty special to me. I also work as my 9 to 6 is still not traditional, but I work for a nonprofit that helps save lives. We work with blood cancer patients, and I help them find bone marrow transplants, and I help them, I put on events for their families, and work with college students, and work on building campaigns. So there's a lot of different things that I do. Wear a lot of hats.
It seems like giving back is something that's pretty ingrained in you. Where does that come from? Like, who or what inspires you to do what you do?
You know, it's so funny. So I went to high school for community development, but even before then, I remember my mom back in the day when I was like maybe 5. She used to do something called the Share Food Program, and she used to deliver food for elderly people who couldn't leave their home. So, and she used to always bring me to bag some bags. So I think from that, my takeaway was always to give back. It stayed with me a lot more than I expected, because then when I graduated and became part of the corporate world, I couldn't stay. It was not for me. It wasn't for me. So I would say those were the things that probably added to my current endeavors.
So you definitely get it from your mama, I see.
Literally.
Nice. So tell me, like, from doing the Princess Chambers, what is one of the most, I guess, memorable experiences, whether it was a young girl coming up to you, saying something, hugging you, like, what was something that really touched you so deeply that you were saying to yourself, this is what I was meant to do?
You know, I would have to say it was the first year, because the first year it was my first time doing anything like that. I was 22 years old, and I always remember this parent. Now, her child went to Brooklyn Tech High School, and I think sometimes people think when you go to a better school you got it, but that's not true. And it was a parent of Asian descent, and she was a very, very serious woman. And after her daughter had her dress and she was getting ready to go, she came over and thanked me with tears in her eyes, and she was just like, you know, I didn't think that she was going to be able to go, but you made this possible. And for me, that made it so much worth it, because even, I guess, you know how they say if one person gets blessed by something, I guess for me, like, that was like, if that was probably that one person, you know? So for me, that always was like the most meaningful moment, probably.
That is so beautiful and touching. I know that probably sent chills through you when it actually happened. So now you're actually having the fundraiser. It's going to be happening on May 7th, and then the event is on May 9th. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we do our prom drive every year, and the prom drive is until May 7th. But this year, as its 7th year, because you know, the year of completion, yes. We're actually going to be giving an academic scholarship for a girl towards their college education. There's so much amazing girls that come into that room, and I know for last year there was one girl who touched me. She was going to Harvard, and she just had her story was just so powerful, you know, and that moment made me realize I want to do something more than just giving dresses. I want to like touch on their education now. So we're gonna give out our first scholarship.
That is so dope, girl. You educating and you dressing these girls. I love it. So how can people get dresses to you? How could they contact you? Even if they just want to find out more about you, talk to you, find out how they could volunteer, what can they do and where can they go? Okay, so we have our Facebook page. You can go to Facebook.com/Princess Chambers Inc. You can also reach me via phone 646-588-1375. Were you giving out your number?
Well, that's the business line. So, and then also if they want to donate, they can go to they can email PCPromDrive. That's PCPROMDRIVE@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And what message do you have for young women of color who see you doing something so great? And I mean, you have the natural hair, you were just rocking it, and you love yourself, you love who you are. What message do you have for them?
Okay, I will say trust the process, because I think when you're growing up, you see yourself in the moment, but there's something so much bigger that's going to come out of you. Like, so any trials, any tribulations, any of the flaws that you deem that are unworthy of being loved, all that, just trust the process, because that story that you're going through is going to be the thing that may be inspiration to someone else in the future. And like, one of the biggest things, like, I would say for Princess Chambers is that, like, is helping girls identify that princess within so they can grow into that queens that they're meant to be. So I think that all of your experiences create that princess within you, so that you're gonna be able to create inspire other people, pour life into other people. So yeah, that's probably what I would say.
Nice. And I see Princess Chambers, it's growing because now you're doing a scholarship. So where is it going to grow to eventually in the future? How big do you want it to get? Just where do you see it going to?
Well, in addition to the scholarship, I definitely see just doing even workshops that address like body image, self-esteem, career building, and just so that girls can be reminded that they can be anything that they want to be. They're visionaries. They're the future doctors. They're the future leaders. Like, you want to be president? Go for it. You know. So just to continue to just help them dream.
And just a little bit more about you. How did you overcome any hurdles or anything in life just to become the woman that you are right now, standing strong, confident, and wanting to give back to others? What are some of your, I guess, secrets to triumph over any trials?
So, okay, so it's funny you asked me that. So there's a song called, you ever heard of the song Encourage Yourself? So there's that song, because one of the things I think sometimes we focus on is, and I used to do it, is where you need that encouragement from others, or you need like almost like that approval or validation from others. But then there comes a point in your life where you realize you just got to believe in yourself. There comes a point where even if you have to affirm, like one thing I always say, I start my day off by saying it will be an awesome day. That's me claiming it's going to be an awesome day. Not every day is awesome. Not every day is perfect. But it's just knowing and trusting that everything was meant to be, and truly believing that everything that's supposed to happen is going to happen.
One more thing, how do you balance everything? Because you say you have your 9 to 5, then you have the Princess Chambers, and of course you have your own life. So how do you balance everything?
I'm still figuring that out. But I will say is that making sure to have work-life balance. So like for work, I mean, I do my work, I do my job, but I think it's very important to just, after hours, is not talk about work. You always have to have that time when you're not talking about anything pertaining to what you were doing earlier in the day. So like literally let your hair down at the end of the day, go on vacation. I believe take care of yourself. Like I remember someone told me early on is that, well, 2 people, is to make sure you take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're no good to anybody, you know? So I think it's very important to make sure that you take care of the person, like whether it's working out. Well, it's very important to work out, making sure you sleep, making sure you eat. You got to take care of you before you can take care of anybody else. And then I remember, like, back in undergrad, my dad told me another thing is that never give more of yourself to somebody than you give to yourself, because you need something to keep going. And I remember one time when I had given so much of myself that I had nothing to left. Like, I literally was like, I went literally black, where it was like I didn't want to speak to nobody. I was like just so focused on just getting it together. But I say that to say is that to make sure that no matter how much obligations that you have, is to make sure that you take time for yourself, even if it's 10 minutes, like just doing like journaling, or just even like watching TV, or just doing absolutely nothing, because you don't want to end up having nothing left in you to give.
And one last thing, since this is Black History in the Making, I want to know who's your favorite person in Black history and why?
Michelle Obama. Self-explanatory. I love Michelle Obama, and I've loved like Oprah, I've loved like Zora Neale Hurston, but like right now I feel like Michelle Obama right now is the ideal woman, especially because not only is she a first lady, but she is successful in her own regard, and like the way one thing about her I love is the way she loves her husband. Like, she has his back, and it comes across in everything. She's eloquent, she's educated, and she has fun. Like, and I just love seeing her with Let's Move her campaign. Like, she's fun, and I think that's important. Like, I feel like sometimes it's like people think you got to sacrifice one or the other, where it's like, because it's either you're going to be successful or you're going to be married. It's like you can't have both. But I feel like she's proving you can have both, you know, and you can be professional and still have fun, and you can still be married, and all of the things that they say Black women are not able to have, she has. And I feel like she is the ultimate role model. She's a positive mother, she's a positive wife, she's a positive just human being. So I love her. Love her. I want to meet her.
I think
in my head.
Yes, I have many aunties, mentors, everything in my head.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you again so much for doing this interview. You're an amazing person. Again, please support the Princess Chambers. Go to the website, Facebook page, donate prom dresses, help make these girls feel amazing.